Barcelona and Bayern Munich face off in a thrilling Champions League clash. After a strong 5-1 victory over Sevilla, Barcelona aims to build momentum, while Bayern, fresh off a 4-0 win against Stuttgart, seeks to assert dominance. Both teams are top of their domestic leagues, promising an electrifying encounter at Montjuic Stadium. Since Kompany took over Bayern Munich, he has focused on three main ideas. The first idea is numerical superiority. There are always additional players for building up the play, making a consistent numerical advantage over the opposing team. The second point is exploiting spaces through smart movement and positioning of players. Players always have options to pass the ball to 1, 2, or 3 teammates, especially those who turn their backs to the goal, Harry Kane or Jamal Musiala, who drop back to receive the ball between the lines, then always find solutions with quick passes. The third idea is benefiting from the technical and skill superiority of certain players. Bayern Munich's wingers are often strong in skills, shooting, as well as penetrating the penalty area. Kompany consistently works with skilled and fast players, whether in counterattacks or in building up. Bayern Munich's attacking strength is evident when they dominate the ball in the opponent's areas. They can change their tactical shape fluidly based on the positioning of the opposing team, altering their tactics and style of play. For example, Bayern can play with a 2-4-4 or a 3-2-5 style, or even a 3-1-6. Their preferred style is usually 3-3-4 to maintain numerical superiority against opponents. Bayern Munich's defensive strength lies in their aggressiveness. Their players, especially the center backs, are aggressive in counter-pressing. With this, Bayern is able to play with 5 players inside the opponent's penalty area, so their defense idea is often found in the opponent's zones, making it difficult for them to create chances against Neuer. Bayern typically starts with a 4-2-3-1 formation, featuring Neuer in goal, Upamecano as center back, with Torreira as a right wing and Kim as a full back. On the left wing will be Alphonso Davies, while the midfield pivots could be Palhinha and Kimmich. These two will be the strengths of Bayern Munich, both defensively and offensively, in delivering the balls. The attacking trio behind the striker will consist of the French player Olise on the right, Jamal Musiala in the center, and Gnabry on the left, with Harry Kane up front. The team's strengths are considerable, whether from the wingers or the midfielder Kimmich. Kompany might rely on Kane for shooting, cross balls, and set pieces. Kompany could depend on Jamal Musiala to connect the midfield with the attack, as Musiala is adept at breaking through the opponent's lines, either by driving the ball forward or through intelligent passing. Now, how Barcelona can face Bayern Munich's pressure and style of play under Kompany. The first point is that Hansi Flick must play with 2 skillful pivots, even Pedri and Frenkie de Jong, or Casado and Pedri. Why skills are important? When Bayern switches to pressing, they play in a 4-1-4-1 formation, meaning that 4 players will press high up the field. But Bayern doesn't press opposing teams' pivots with physically strong players. Usually those players are Musiala and Pavlovic. So you need skilled players to face that pressing style. The second idea is that Barcelona will face a high pressure from Bayern, and Flick likes this type of opponent. We already saw Valencia and Rayo Vallecano trying to press Barcelona in their own half, but tactically, Flick can usually outsmart these teams due to the speed of Lamine Yamal and Raphinha on the flanks, so they can benefit from the presence of Casado, Pedri, and Olmo through quick first touches behind the defenders or rapid second touches. This allows Yamal or Raphinha to exploit space behind the defenders and break through Bayern's defensive lines. The third point that Hansi Flick must focus on in pressing Bayern. Barcelona typically presses in a 4-2-2-2 style. Flick will press Neuer with Lewandowski, and the defenders must be pressed by Lamine Yamal and Raphinha, while Pedri and Olmo press the pivot players. This pressure needs to be applied widely from Lamine and Raphinha, forcing Bayern to play on the wings, then quickly return to provide a defensive support to Koundé and Balde. The goal here is to fill gaps and reduce Bayern's numerical superiority. But Barcelona could struggle defensively, playing with high defensive line and offside traps. Bayern has a player like Kimmich in midfield who excels at precise long balls. So, if Barcelona want to apply high pressure, the midfield players should not be comfortable receiving the ball. Overall, Barcelona won't be able to press consistently or maintain possession. A key point for Hansi Flick is the quick transitions while Bayern presses Barcelona in their areas. Raphinha, Yamal, and Lewandowski are the keys of those transitions. Explaining all that, we can now predict Barcelona lineup. Typically, Flick will start with a 4-2-3-1 formation, with Pena as goalkeeper, as he mentioned before, Martinez as center back with Baldi as left back, Cubarsí as a second center back with Koundé as right back, two pivot players, with probability of primary substitution being Frenkie de Jong replacing Casado alongside Pedri. Raphinha and Lamine Yamal will be positioned on the wings with Lewandowski leading the attack. The importance of the match for Barcelona is significant. We know that in recent years, Bayern Munich has had the upper hand over Barcelona, especially in the UEFA Champions League and in their direct encounters. Therefore, Barcelona needs to win against Bayern to regain its confidence, following the comebacks they faced at the disastrous exit last season against the PSG, and since Barcelona will face Bayern and then Real Madrid. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this analysis, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. What do you think about this upcoming match? Share your predictions in the comments below and stay tuned for our next video.